Hello, my name is Aboli, Aboli. The application I designed for my project was intended to be a management system for a tennis club. When the user logs on or comes online, he is presented with a registration page, assuming he's registered. And I have validation set on this page, so if he decides to click register without putting any valid information, he is prompted to fill out the form. Assuming he's already registered, he will go on to login, and let's say, for instance, Aboli. The user logs in, in this case the administrator. He logs in, then a list is presented to him with all the members on the team. He has the option to either delete, and for this case we selected Playero, and now let's do the same thing for Samuel. Okay, and say we want to delete Wendy, edit. We click on here, it presents us the information based on her name and email, and let's say we change that to Wendy, and we click edit. That page brings us back to the team list page with a new edited version of the name. There is CSS setup, as you see, implemented in the design of this web view, and HTML is valid. I'll go on to show the code that I used for this. So there's edit player view, the login view, and the registration view, and the team list view. So in total 4 views that are actually applicable to this application. In the model folder is my player database.php and my team database.php. My player database contains all the functions for which the edit, the delete, the select, and the insert takes place. And then I have a database.php that sets up my connection to my tennis underscore ms database. I also have a controller from which all my interactions are called. That way no interaction is left out in a view. Everything runs off of my index.php. Like you would see, my login page is just HTML for the view. My edit page, it's also plain HTML with a few PHP functions to get it going. Same thing goes for my team list and my registration.php page. They're all just HTML. With regards to how this meets the project requirements, just like I had previously showed, there is one PHP controller for my logic processing, as seen in my index.php. So this is the case for my register. This is the case for my delete button. That's the case for my edit. And that's the case for my login. So all of them are controlled from my index.php. It has at least one PHP model for database interaction. As you would see here, my playerdb.php, both in my model folder, to take care of all the functions, and a register user, also the model. There is valid and semantic HTML5 views styled with valid CSS. I will go on to validate my CSS, and as you would see, it's without error, and I pick the same view or a different view maybe, and validate the HTML on this page. And like you can see, there is no error or warnings. Also, all 4 CRUD data processes are involved in the database. As you would see, here is the function or my SQL query to delete. Here's my SQL query to select player. Below is my query to update, and finally my query to insert player into database. And this happens when a player registers to join the team. For my server-side validation, I have my isSet function that checks if the user actually puts data into the form, and if he does, if data is not included, an error will be provided. That way I can catch the error, I can catch that on the server side. While on the client side, I make sure that the user cannot go past this page unless everything has been filled out. And let's say he fills out something in the email tab that does not have an @ sign for an email. It'll prompt them to include that. So validation is also set up on the client and the server side. Finally, I have prepared statements, and this shows that this is a database of my own design that is used. As you will see, the player ID, player name, player email, and these are the 2 tables that exist, and they're in this database, mygoodp1_tennis.